What's up everyone? Welcome back to Factory Rag Garage. Back on the Nova today. Now we've been cruising along pretty good on this thing lately. So I got the motor all running. I got the Terminator X Max and everything all hooked up. Got the fans hooked up, radiator in, so I could actually start it up, let it run, go through some heat cycles and stuff like that. The Terminator X actually came out great. Everything, it started up on the first shot. Everything worked flawless. Really happy with it so far. So after I've had it where I can actually start it and move it and do things with it, I'm starting to notice a few things, you know, I've been working on this car for a long time. So some things get old and dried out, wore out that you don't even realize. And this is what we've been having some issues with. Got some leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this up in the air and I'll show you what we got going on. Okay, so this leak that we're having, and this has gotten, it's a lot better. Pretty much everything's already leaked out of it by now. It's been a while. So that's where everything's coming from, right there. So this is a Saginaw gearbox, and there's, I don't know, I think there's like 5 different styles of these between like Chevy and Ford. This is going to be your most common one. I think they made this one from like the 60s up to like the 2000 or something like that. And they this is 800 series. They have there's like 2 of the 800 series too. I think there's like a 800 and then an 808, I think it is. And some of the difference is you'll have, see right there, you have the 3 bolts. So I think it's the 800 series is the 3 bolts, and then the 400 or 808 series is the 808. And there's also a difference in the size here on this. So I think the 800 series is like a 3-inch across, and then 808 is like 3.5. So the way I understand it too is even the 4 bolts, the 3 bolt is the same. It's just they'll still bolt in the place of the 4 bolt. You'll just not use the 3rd bolt. So, and there's a difference too at the top up here for your lines going in. Some of the, I think the newer series after 1980, I think it is. So this should be, my car's a 78, and this should be the original one. I think in 80 they went up to the O-ring style. This should be still the flange style. So, which we're actually going to be changing this out too. I have a new line. You can see this one's leaking a little bit here too. I just did this to kind of get it to going. Obviously with the LS swap in here, you got to do a little bit of research to find what is compatible, what you can make work, what you can't. So this is what we're going to focus on right now, and then we'll move up to the lines. So what you're going to have here is we're going to have to pull this pitman arm off. You're going to have a snap ring in there. You're going to have a clip or a snap ring, seal, a spacer, and another seal, I think it is. Now there's a couple of different ways of getting this out. One way, and even in the directions, some of the directions that I've seen, the different ones, they actually, you'll take the snap ring out that's up in here, and you'll actually start it up and turn the wheel to the left or whatever it says, which you could probably turn it either way, but to the left, and it'll actually blow these seals out. Now when it does that, you're obviously going to have a huge mess. I don't want to do that. A couple reasons right now. I don't want stuff all over my floor. Second of all, it's almost midnight, and this car is extremely loud, and it would probably wake up everybody in the house. So we're going to do it. We're going to probably either drill a hole or something like that, and we're going to put drywall screws or whatever I can find up in there, and we're going to try to pull it down out of there. So that's where we're going to start. Now, I bought this kit. This is the new line that I bought. Samsung. Let me take the light off here. And it's a Samsung, and I think this one is a Samsung here too. So now I got both these off of Amazon, which are the same things that Rock Auto actually sells. I got these off Amazon for the same price as Rock Auto, except for, and they're the same partners, same brand, same everything that Rock Auto carries, except for I got them for the same price, but I got free shipping like next day, whereas on Rock Auto, it was almost like an extra 20 some dollars to ship these two items, and I got them for free for the same price. So I'll leave a link in the description below for these. They weren't terribly priced either. I wouldn't even, I don't know, I can't even guess right now. I think everything was under 30 bucks, I think, for both items. Now, this is a factory hose for my car, for a 4th Gen 78 Nova. I think it was, I don't know, I have to look back, but I think that this was off a straight 6 car. And I think this is the one that they said would work with the LS swap. So I can't remember which one it is. You guys can Google, or you guys can look up that number, see which one it says. But I'm hoping that this is going to work. All the research that I've done says that it will work. We'll find out. So I'm going to get this package opened up here. I'll get these seals out, and we'll see if we can get this off. Let's go. Okay, so we got this all opened up. It does come with some instructions and some layouts. So this is what I was saying before. So you've got your 800s, and then you have like a 605. So one of the ways you can tell the 800 series is actually going to have a cap on the top with like the 4 bolts to hold everything all in. The 605 series actually has a C-clip up there that holds everything in. Like the 800s, if I remember right, work with like a ball bearing setup that's inside of here that work. They'll all go up in here. And then your 605 series works on a gear versus the ball bearings. It's a little difficult to explain. You can look up diagrams on it or videos on it, and they'll explain all the ball bearings. That's why when we do this, we're not taking out any of this stuff. We're not taking any of this caps or anything like that off the top. We're only doing this stuff on the bottom here. Once you open this up and you start taking these ball bearings and stuff like that out, you're in a different world when it comes to putting this thing back together and figuring it out. So, all right, so this is what the kit came with, which was the O-ring here, which pretty sure that this O-ring is the one that they're going to use for the cap up here, but I'm not taking the cap off, so I'm not worried about that. Our main leak is on the bottom. You're going to have 2 different seals here. It's going to be like a double lip seal. It's got a lip here and then a lip on the bottom. It's a little thicker too, you can see. This is going to be a single, 2 spacers, and then our C-clip. Now I'm going to put something up on the screen. So up in the top left corner, it actually gives you a remove and install pitman shaft with it in the car. It kind of gives you a little walkthrough. So we're going to this is kind of what we're going to go with, other than we're not going to be starting it up and doing it that way. I just don't want to do it that way. But it shows on here, you got your, obviously your nut, your lock washer, your pitman arm, and then it'll go retaining ring, washer, seal, double lip, which will be the thicker one that I was just showing you, another washer, and then the single lip seal. So there's actually 2 seals in there, and then it's got an installer down there, but I'm gonna see if I can find a socket or a piece of pipe or something like that to get in there to get that to go up in. So let's start getting that pitman arm off there, and we'll start getting those seals out of there. Let's go. I don't have the right size socket, so this is gonna have to do. Woo! That was interesting. So right up inside of there is that clip. If you can see it or not. Let's see if I can shine my light up in there for you. All right, see that C-clip? That's what we're going after right there. Now the question is my junk ass snap ring pliers, are they gonna work? Because they're junk. And I got a little bit of that out of there. I think I can get a pick, try to walk that out of there. I think it's just stuck in there from some dirt around there. Let's try this first, see if we can get it to twist out of there. There we go. All right, that's it. All right, I'm gonna try to clean this, keep cleaning this as we go, because it's less stuff that hopefully we gotta clean when we try to put stuff back in. So clean it as it comes out, I guess. Then we can see what we're doing. So the next spot up in there should be the spacer. I can feel it moving. I just can't get it to... Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah! Victory! All right, so now we're on to our first seal. So this is where we're gonna have to try to force something up in there. Like a drill, or not forcing a drill, but I mean, we'll have to see if we can... I don't know if we should try to drill a hole, then try getting a hole, or if we're going to be able to do it without, if we can just push a screw up in there. All right, let's try this first. So we just got our typical drywall screw. It's already been used, so. And then that's going to dull that. All right, let me get a small drill. We'll poke a hole in there. All right, so I got these here. See if we can... Ow. All right. All right, pretty sure this is gonna make a mess. Oh. All right, it's coming. Okay. There we go. So up inside of there, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you. Let's see. Hang on. All right, try to get you up in there without getting leaked on. So, see, it's just the bearing. That's what's left up there now. You can see it. I hope so. So that's all it is, the bearings left up there. So, all right, we'll get this stuff over to the bench. I'll show you guys what we got and what we did, and we'll go from there. All right, so this is what we got. This is all the new stuff we're gonna be putting in, and on all the old stuff, which, to be honest with you, you could reuse the original washer spacers, whatever you want to call them here. I don't see any reason why you couldn't if you didn't have them in your kit or anything like that, to be honest with you. These are original. They're black versus the silver ones here. So these are probably a little more hardened, I would assume. But then again, too, we have the C-clip here that's silver, and then this one's black, which just tells me this one's hardened. So it's kind of hard to say, but I would assume that the stuff that we got in 1978 is better than this stuff that just got made, you know, in China. So, I mean, this is probably China too, but this was maybe before the parts were, you know, the metal was used 5 million times. So what we have here is, like it was saying in the diagram, this is our double. That's our double. And then this is our single. So this is what I was doing there, in case you guys didn't quite understand. Like on this one right here, we drilled a hole. This one was a lot easier to get to, so we drilled a hole on each side, and just screwed that screw in there. So that's all we did. And then just pull it out. So it worked pretty well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean the whole inside of that shaft out, just to make sure it's got oil dripping out of it right now. And then we're going to start pounding these back in the same order. This should, well, let's go over this too real quick, just to make sure, just so you guys know. So when you're up in here, let me show you. So the way this is worked, this is a hydraulic system, okay? So your hydraulic pressure, okay, is going to be up in your pump area right in here. So this whole thing is going to be pressurized for the most part. And what it's going to do is it's going to try to push this fluid out, because your power steering pump is a hydraulic pump. That's all it is, okay? It's just different fluid, which fluid is non-compressible. Any air is, fluid isn't. So it's going to want to push down on your seals. So what this does, your seals, the way they're designed, is if you look in here, there's a spring in there, which that just keeps pressure on it. So what's going to happen is this, so this will be your first one that's going to go in, okay? So this is going to go, this open part right here is going to go up, okay? Up toward the pressure. So what's going to happen, here, just a minute, let me get my explanation tool. So your pressure is going to be pushing all around this area right here. It'd be, you know, so what happens is when your pressure pushes down on your seal, okay, it pushes out. So it squeezes in. So all that pressure is built up inside of there, and it squeezes it in. That's what creates your seal. If you was to put this way, you see how that's beveled right there? If you was to put that in there, the pressure that's coming down on your shaft will just hit this, and it'll just blow right by. So make sure you guys are putting when you put your seals in, and this is going to be pretty much for anything, your rear end seals, your differential seals, stuff like that. Pretty much all seals are designed this way. Pressure will go inside of here and it squeezes it shut. Okay, that's what creates a tighter seal. So when you put these in, make sure you put them in the correct way. If you put them in this way, it's just going to leak again. You got to do this all over again. Okay, put them in that way, and then the next one is going to be, so it's basically just a 2 seal. So if anything was to get past this seal, you would have this seal. So you want to make sure it's the exact same way. Pressure is going to come in here, it's going to squeeze it in. That's what we want. So let's get everything over there. We'll get all set up and we'll start shoving these in.
And just get something up in there. Make sure anything that, any dirt, stuff like that, we want out of there. We don't want to put the seal back up in there and then take dirt and stuff like that up with it. So, okay, so our first seal is the little one. What we're gonna do is, we got a little bit of stuff dripping out of here. We're gonna put this all around the seal just like this. We don't want it to be dry when it goes in. Now, which way are we putting this in? Pressure's coming down, so we want it to be in here. So we're gonna put this right up in there just like this. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we just gotta shove it up in there. Now, I couldn't find a small piece of pipe, so I have to use my breaker bar that I have right here. So, just going to, now on the end of this, because this is my pry bar that I use to put on, this is my pry bar that I use to, you know, pry things, you know. It was a little beat up on the end. I took a file, just made sure it was this. We don't want any burrs or anything like that. Then we're going to destroy our new seal. So just like that. And then see if we can beat it up in there. All right, I think we're good. All right, so I was going to use the new ones, or the old ones, but I noticed on the other one, when I put the hole, or when I put the screw up in there, I beat it up and it had a little divot and stuff like that in it, so I'm not even going to mess with it. So I do remember when we took this one out, the rounded side was facing up toward the other seal, and then we have this seal right here, which, make sure we put oil on there. Make sure we put oil on there so it's not dry going in. Okay, we got our round part going up. Seal, pressure, remember that? Just like that. Yeah, all right, it's going in there good. We're in the home stretch. Okay, it looks like we are up in there all the way. All right, we got the snap ring in there. Let's give it a little bump up into its groove. Perfect. All right. Just gonna clean the threads off a little bit. A little brake clean. America's Universal Cleaner. All right, there you go, guys. It turned out pretty good. I think it's gonna work. Now, I'm not obviously gonna know if it's completely working or not until I get the hose fixed on the top. So I'm not going to do the hose right now because it literally feels like it's 110 degrees in my garage right now. So, but yeah, you can see it up in there, all the new stuff. Yeah, so I will bring you guys back next time when we do the new line up there, and get that replaced. So this will be the next one here, next project. Hopefully everything works out good. All right, well, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hope you guys got something out of that. If you guys do, why don't you guys go ahead and hit that like button, and while you're down there, maybe hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see some more of this content. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching Factory Rat Garage, and See you on the next one. Later.